the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking.
Hey everyone, this is China Chicken, and I just quickly wanted to go through the Buffalo Bills regular season statistics on offense, defense, passing, rushing, and then all the defensive stats. So I wanted to go through it with you. This is on Yahoo Sports. So as you can see, their passing yards in total ended up being 9th overall, rushing yards also 9th, and then 10th in total yards per game. So their top 10 offense. Still think that needs to get a little better if they need to win the Super Bowl, probably in the top 5 area. And if you continue down here, we can see who is the leader of all the major categories. So Josh Allen, obviously, leader in passing yards with 3,731. James Cook led the team with 1,009. So he just barely got there this year to 1,000. And Josh Allen was second. Khalil Shakir, 821. Total yards with Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid right behind him. Actually, quite a couple hundred behind him. Greg Rousseau led the team in sacks with 8. And then the next was Ebenezer, Von Miller, and Ed Oliver. Interesting. Next, interceptions. Wow, this is interesting. Austin Johnson, he was tied with 3 other guys at least. But Austin Johnson's a defensive lineman that is one of their... they don't play him as much on the defensive line, so that's kind of interesting. And then Dorian Williams led the team in tackles because Matt Milano was hurt for a couple weeks, or for most of the season. So Dorian Williams played in his spot and got most of the tackles there. Okay, this will be good to look at. So points scored per game. 30.9 points scored per game for the Bills. That ranks second in the league. That's huge. I'm pretty sure that was the most points per game by the Bills in their history during this season. So that's really good. Total yards per game, 10th. Good. We already went through that. Passing, rushing. Time of possession, 21st. That's kind of interesting because they scored the most, but they didn't possess the ball very much. It's kind of interesting. So that makes me believe that a lot of their scores were quick scores. So that's kind of interesting. I'm actually surprised at that number. Points against. So this is defensive stats. They ranked 11th. That's pretty good. So they were almost top 10 in both categories, offense and defense. Total yards per game, 17th. I'd like that to be a little better. Passing yards per game, 24th. Rushing yards per game, 12th. Sacks, 21st. And then interceptions, 5th. So, yeah, they had quite a bit of interceptions. So, they were the 5th in the league with interceptions. I'm surprised at that because none of their players had more than 2. That's kind of interesting. Sacks, they could have been a little bit better on defense, so that goes to show that they're going to try and get some more edge rushers and some more guys that can, rush the passer. So it'll be interesting to see who they can get there. All right, and then let's go through all these numbers. So Josh Allen, obviously, passed the most on the team. So his overall this year was 63.6% completion percentage. 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, very efficient. Only 14 sacks. It's, I believe, the lowest in the league. 5 fumbles, and then 2 of them were lost. So he really came a long way. It would be kind of interesting to see throughout his 7 years. Maybe I'll do a video on that in the future. His 7 or 8 years, just compare them year to year. So great year for him. Might win the MVP. We'll see. James Cook obviously led the team with 207 rushes, 1,009 yards, 4.9 yards per carry. I think that's really good. 16 touchdowns, that's huge. Josh Allen had 12 touchdowns as well, rushing. So they had just as many rushing touchdowns as they did passing touchdowns. Actually, exactly, 28 to between Josh Allen and James Cook, at least. Ray Davis and Ty Johnson each. Ray Davis had 3 and Ty Johnson also had 1. So interesting there. I think Ray Davis will probably get a little bit bigger role going into year 2. He had a great rookie year in my opinion. But yeah, 440 yards. That's pretty good. Ty Johnson is more there for passing plays. So we'll go down to Khalil Shakir in passing. He had 821 yards and 76 receptions. Kind of surprised at that. I was hoping he would get closer to 100 catches on the year, but they did focus a lot on running this year. So he also had 4 touchdowns. Cam Coleman, 4 touchdowns. And then 556. Pretty nice season. I'm hoping he would get more catches in the future. He did miss 4 games during this year. But, 19.2 yards per catch. So, yeah, in the future, hoping Coleman can get a bigger role in the offense. Dalton Kincaid also, I was a little disappointed in him. I was hoping he would get close to 100 receptions. Only ended up with 44. 448 yards. Was hoping for closer to 1,000. And only 2 touchdowns. He needs so I think going into his 3rd year, they're really going to focus on getting him better. I hope. Mac Hollins, 31 catches for 378. Pretty much exactly what I thought he would get with this offense, and had 5 touchdowns. Led the team in touchdowns, so good for him. Dawson Knox, pretty much exactly the same as what I thought he would get. 22 for 311. Only 1 touchdown. Mari Cooper came in, he only played 8 games, but he only had 20 catches for 297. So that's kind of interesting, but, he was a threat on the field. And then Ty Johnson, James Cook, Curtis Samuel, was hoping for a bigger role from him as well. Only 1 touchdown, 31 catches, 253. Had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He was 9th on the team. Even Ray Davis almost had as many yards as Curtis Samuel. That's kind of interesting there. So, okay, we'll talk about Tyler Bass a little bit. He went, all right, overall 24 for 29 on field goals. He was 4 for 4 from 50, so that's kind of interesting. And then 7 for 11 from 40 to 49, so he really needs to work on it there. 30 to 39, missed a really short one. But, so not bad, 83%. Thinking they'll keep him through next year. He did miss 5 extra points, so that's concerning. He needs to bring that up to 99%. He can only miss 1 a year in the future. Return man, Brandon Codrington, really liked what I saw out of him. The only issue with him is, I noticed this in the playoffs too, he was inactive every game because that's all he can do is return. So they ended up putting Ray Davis and Ty Johnson back there. He's not really a good defender. He's a cornerback, but he's there for returning. So that's the only issue with him is he doesn't bring much else to the table for this team. Punting, whatever, Sam Martin. Good year, I guess. Let's look at the defense also. Dorian Williams led the team with 114 tackles. Bernard at 104. Hamlin, 88. Okay. A lot of defensive backs getting tackles, which, don't like to see as much. I don't know. Sacks, we'll look at that because it's always fun to look at. Rousseau led the team with 8. Was hoping for more out of him. Epineza is about what I thought you'd get. Von Miller was hoping for more, but he only played 13 games, so not bad. Ed Oliver, I wanted more sacks out of him. I don't believe Von will be coming back next year. We'll see, though. We'll move on to, let's look at the interceptions overall. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guys with what's this here? 7 guys with 2 interceptions, and then 2 guys with 1. So that's a lot of interception. A lot of everyone got in there. Everyone eats on defense too. So it's kind of interesting. So good year overall for the Bills. Excited for next year already. Long time to wait, but let me know if you guys want me to do any other videos like this, breaking down stats or whatever, reaction videos. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a great day.